Hey everybody, welcome to GGS Railways. My name is Greg. This is my YouTube channel. All right, continuing on our countdown to Christmas series. We are on 17 days to Christmas. Wow, this time is just going way too fast. All right, so what are we doing tonight? Well, tonight we're going to talk about tabletop displays. And typically on your tabletop displays, you're not going to do like a big Lionel train or something. You're probably going to do a battery operated train. And we're going to look at some battery operated trains. We've looked at these before, but we're going to look at them in this context, and we're going to talk about where I got them, approximately what you can expect to pay, and you know, some of the good and the bad things about all of them. So let's get to that. All right, so the first thing we're going to look at is this Rail King set, and this came from temu. I don't know exactly how you pronounce that, but anyway, that's where this came from. You probably have seen this. This has been available on and off for years in dollar stores all over the United States. And anyway, this guy, turns out it has its good points and its bad points. So all right, so let's get to that. So let's go ahead and get this box out. Now this is the track for this set, and it leaves a little bit to be desired, and I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. But for a tabletop display, it's really hard to beat the value on this guy with one little caveat. So the caveat is that the track that comes with this guy is horrible. This actually is HO scale track, and I'll show you here in a minute how you can remedy what's fixing to happen. And I already know what's going to happen because yeah, we played with this before and kind of threw up our hands, but there is a solution. It's not a inexpensive solution, unfortunately, so that may rule out this one for you guys, especially if you do not have what we're going to show you here in a minute. So all right, let's get this guy on the track, and once again, this is not terribly easy to get on the track, but once you get it on there, it's okay. The track was not designed in a way that this is going to work real well. Kind of spoiler alert right there. All right, I think we don't have it on the track, maybe. All right, anyway. So in this guy, this tank car, and unfortunately, you know how I feel about tank cars. I absolutely love them. This guy does not like this track at all. I mean, not at all. So all right, here we go. This all connected. Get it all on here, and we'll give it a run around, and I think we'll see why I just said that. For most people, this probably is not going to be what you want. Now, this is the cheapest option, I do believe. Now, you know what? I'm going to take that back. This is the second cheapest option. There is a cheaper option. We're going to show that one at the very end. All right, so we got the train on the track, and once again, this is battery operated. And I mean, I guess you could do like a wired train, but you know, on a tabletop display, you generally speaking, don't want the wires. You know, you may have food or something, or people mingling around, and yeah, it's just not a good thing. So all right, here we go. So all right, so it works okay. I mean, it's not great. You'll notice that this tank car that I talked about earlier is already off the track. It's not working well at all. But follow me into the other room, and I'll show you how you can fix that. And like I said, it's not for everybody, because not everybody's going to have the means to do this. So, all right, let's go in the other room, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, clearly this is not a table layout, but I'm going to demonstrate that this guy is actually HO scale. One of the others that we're going to show you in a minute is not actually HO scale, or it won't run an HO scale track anyway, but this guy will. And all the problems that you saw in there, if you were to put down some HO scale track, and that's kind of the caveat I was talking about, you know, you would have to have the HO scale track, and if you didn't have it, then this would not be at all a cost-effective option, now would it? So all right, and I think the difference is, I think the rails on this guy are just enough deeper that this guy likes this track. So all right. The challenge to this guy is actually getting it on the track, and I guess if you had like small kids or something running around, this may not be a good option for that reason, because you know you're gonna you're gonna fight with trying to keep it on the track, because somehow kids and trains, they go together, but they don't always go together in the way that, you know, your trains are going to run peacefully. How about that? How about that description? So all right, here we go. So remember all the trouble we had with the tank car. Now an interesting thing about these sets from temu, however you want to say it, they don't ever come with, well, not that I've seen anyway, they don't come with cabooses. So all right, do they not do they not have cabooses? Have they never seen a train? I don't know. All right, so let's see. Let's get this guy going and just see on the actual HO scale track, it runs flawlessly. So if you have HO scale track and you want to do a tabletop display, this would actually be a good option. Now the track it comes with, horrible option, not good at all, because it's, you know, it's not going to make it a time or two around the track before you have to stop and, you know, reconfigure everything. And let's face it, you know, that's no fun. So all right, let's get to the next one. We'll talk about the pros and cons of it, and then we'll just continue on. All right, so just to surmise, this is probably going to be your cheapest option. Now, by far, it's not going to be your best option because, you know, unless you already have the HO scale track, this is not this is not going to work very well for you. And frankly, the quality on this is super poor. Now, I've seen these for as little as like $10. So I mean, you know, if you're just looking for something to run around the table for a few times, this is probably okay. So all right, so let's talk about the next thing. And the next thing is this, and I believe that this costs, or the price on this was about the same as the Rail King there. This is called an ocean train. This is also from temu, however you say that. The thing about this one is it is not a HO scale. I think it was supposed to be, but somehow in manufacturing they messed it up, and it just will not go on HO scale track. So all right, I think the intention was to make it that way. It just did not work that way. So as I recall, though, I think the train track on this one actually works better than the one we just saw. Once again, though, because it's not HO scale, the Rail King will not run on this track. So, you know, I know what you guys are thinking, but yeah, no, that's not going to work either. So, all right, so let's get this together. Now, these snap together pretty well. Now, what the durability is going to be like over time, I don't know. I think we can probably say that these are all not exactly built to last. I don't think they're handing them down from generation to generation. This is just probably for a quickie display, and that's probably its best and highest use. So all right, let's get this together. So while I'm putting this together, I'll say something, and it's kind of a spoiler alert for something we're going to see a little bit later. When you get these inexpensive train sets, you need to make sure that they do come with track. Some of them do not, and it's not going to be a standard size track or anything that you're probably going to have. So that's definitely something to look out for, because it really doesn't do you much good to get something that's inexpensive if you can't use it, because then at that point that's just not a good value now, is it? So, all right. So I will say that the on both of these, the Rail King and this what is this, the ocean train set, I will say that they gave you a pretty generous amount of track, you know, for what it is. So I mean, it's not chinchy. I believe this table is about 4 foot, and this will probably fill up every bit of this table. As a matter of fact, with the number of straight pieces I'm seeing, this may actually be larger than 4 foot. So we may not be able to incorporate all the pieces. But let's see. I may have talked before I knew what I was actually saying here. So let's see. So let's see. Uh-oh. So yeah, like I said, the way this track snaps together, I don't think it's going to be a generational thing where you're going to hand it down to your son or daughter or whatever. It's just not that kind of thing. On the other hand, though, it's not, you know, $500 like a Lionel train set. Can you believe that? That's crazy. That is crazy. All right. So, wow, look at that. We kind of ran out of table there, but I think we can make it work just by the hair of our chin. It's all right. Yeah, we are going to have 2 more pieces than will fit this table. So yeah, this This the track that came with this guy is just a little bit bigger than the other one. Now my snowman get here looks like he's gonna be in the way. So let's see. Let's see. And maybe we can move it over to, so the snowman doesn't come off the table. Although it certainly wouldn't be the end of the world if he did. So all right, I think we got it. And is that gonna work? Boy, you know, that is that's too close. That is just too close. So all right, we're gonna take out one of the straight pieces here. So yeah, obviously this oval track that they gave us here is a little bit larger than the Rail King. Well, actually quite a bit larger. So all right, let's see here. Let's see here. All right, that snowman is kind of in my way, guys. Festive, but in the way. All right. Yay! So we got it. All right, I think the snowman can stay there. It's all right. You want to feel, each one of these joints on these little plastic tracks to make sure you don't have a raised section, or else it will definitely mess up on you. All right, I think it's pretty good. It's all right. So I don't even really exactly recall how well this one works. Now, what I do recall, though, as I'm looking at this is a very strange configuration. I alluded just a few moments ago that the Rail King didn't have a caboose. This one has a caboose, but it's it's directly behind the the locomotive, and then you've got the tender, and this looks like it's a boxcar that'll go behind that. And that's the only way that this will configure, because the batteries are in the caboose. So okay, let's get this hooked up. So as I recall, this one works pretty well, and it's real colorful. I think kids would really love this. So if you have kids that you're making a display for, this would definitely be a good option. Now, I will tell you that I visited the temu, however you want to say it, website a few minutes ago, and I didn't see this guy on there. But I mean, I didn't dive very deeply either. So, you know, if it's not on there, well, they certainly have plenty of others. It actually looks like the selection is greater than when I did this original video where, you know, we were talking about the world's, well, maybe not the world's, but the least expensive train sets. So yeah. All right. I saw something that actually looked pretty neat. I was really tempted, but I didn't do it. Y'all proud of me? I'm proud of me. So all right. So I believe the power switch is right here, and we'll see what this guy does. Now, once again, this is not HO scale. I believe it's just a little bit more narrow. So yeah, well, it wobbles pretty good, but he does work, and I think as I recall, he stables out in a minute here. So all right, so that's okay. I mean, I wouldn't call that exactly impressive, but you know, for a tabletop display, that's pretty good. All right, so next let's talk about something I don't recommend, and that'll be the next thing that we show. And that'll be one of the things that I warned you against just a minute ago, where it doesn't come with track. I'll show you why that's kind of an issue. Well, I mean, obviously it's an issue because, you know, you have to have something to kind of guide it. So let's get this off the table. Let's get that on the table, and we'll go from there. All right, so once again, that was the Ocean Train, and it is brightly colored, and kids will love this. And, you know, depending upon, you know, what you want and the style of the little display that you're doing, this might be just fine. So, all right, let's move on to the next thing, which is the one that I don't recommend. It's all right. I can't show you the box on this guy because it came in a blister pack that just barely did make it here. And this is some sort of little tram, and he did not come with track. So what I do have is I have some, and I believe it's temu brand track that we're going to lay out here. And he will run on that, but once again, it's not a good value if you don't have the track, because, you know, the track will cost you more than this guy, which I believe this was like way less than $10. I want to say $5 or, you know, something like that. It was an add-on. So all right, let's get this little track down. All right, so yes, this is temu brand. I believe this is one of the iterations of the Thomas stuff that we got. So I don't, if that's not correct, well, you'll excuse me. But anyway, the radius on this is not very wide, so we may have to move some of our stuff. We'll see here in a minute. And I don't I have just a ton of this track. All right, let's see here. Is that a half? I believe that's a half. Wow, that's really not wide at all, is it? It's all right. We may see if we have some straight pieces in there. I got some out here, but I don't know if it's enough. Make it a little wider. It's all right. So as you can see, this is probably nothing that you have laying around the house. So this is probably not a great option. Now I will say that I think I recall this guy works pretty good for what he is. He takes one single battery. So I don't know if the runtime or anything like that would be on that, but let's see, I got this wrong. I got it wrong already. All right. So let's see here. So yeah, very cool. All right, here we go. Let's see. Actually, I don't have enough curved pieces either. So this is going to be interesting. So all right, let me find some more curved pieces. Wow, this may not work out at all, guys. So yeah, once again, probably not the best value. All right, by the hair of my chin, I found the missing link. So all right, let's continue on with this guy. So yeah, we're gonna make our radius fit by barely. So, all right, we having fun, guys? I'm having fun. That's the whole idea. This is supposed to be fun. All right, so we have to move our little lit sign back a little bit there. And we may have to move our church a little bit here too. Even, I believe it is. All right, so how about that? You know, blue train track. That's realistic as all heck, isn't it? It's all right. So all right, so we got this, and I guess this is what is this? Is this a tram? This is a tram. Sorry, let's see. I have not run this in a little bit, so it may be good, it may not. I don't really remember, honestly. So the switch is here on the bottom. I had a hard time finding the switch. So if you buy this one, that's where it is. All right, so that's not bad, but I mean, who has Tomy track laying around, right? So all right. So that's pretty cool. For a tabletop display, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. All right, so we've knocked over our fence here on our church. So, in case you guys missed the other bunch of videos where we talked about these little buildings, we got these at the Dollar Tree, and these were $1.25 a piece, and that's really an excellent value. You can do quite a nice little tabletop display with them. So all right, let's stop this and let's get the last thing we're going to talk about on the track, and arguably we've saved the best for last. Let's do it. All right, so last but not least, we have this guy, and I believe this is the most expensive one that we've shown you. And then when I say most expensive, I think as opposed to $20, this was actually probably closer to $30. If you go to temu, whatever, they give you all kinds of deals. Just play around with it. So all right, so this says Alloy Smart, and I think I saw this one on Temu. I believe they still have this one. It says limited availability. That really doesn't mean anything. You probably won't get it before Christmas though, so maybe we should have done this video prior to now. But anyway, just now thinking about it. So all right, so they have another one of these on there. I noticed, and I believe it was closer to $50. But once again, on Temu, it's hard to tell the real price because by the time you jump through all the hoops and stuff, it winds up being less. So all right, anyway, let's get this out of the box. Let's see what it looks like. This is the by far the best choice, and by far the best track as well. So all right, let's get the track set up, and then we'll get this out of the box and we'll do it. All right, of all the ones I've showed you so far, this one has the best track. It's got these little pins that keep it together and keep it from moving, and that is quite nice, especially for a tabletop display, and especially for a train of this price point. So yeah, that'll keep your tracks together. It'll keep them even. You won't have any weird separations or up and downs, or however you want to say it. So all right, let's get those on there, and we'll get to the actual train. I think you guys will like this one. If I had to make a recommendation or a choice for a tabletop train, this would definitely be it. Now, before we get the train on the track, I will say a few things about it. Once again, it does not come with a caboose, And in fact, I don't think it comes with any optional car, or you can't buy any optional cars. So what you get is what you get. You know, for a lot of people, that's going to be kind of a bummer. You know, for me, I think it'd be cool if you could buy an extra car or two. But on the other hand, it is a battery powertrain, and it is way less than $50. So yeah, I guess what do you want, right? So all right, let me get these together. Have it backwards there. So all right, so there's enough of these little connectors to go on both sides, and it keeps it from doing, I don't know if you can see it, but this one's raised. It keeps it from doing that. So all right, we are about done. So it looks like it may actually come with some extras, maybe. That's interesting. So all right, so if you lose them, looks like they're gonna save you a little bit there, maybe. Usually that's not the case. So I remember on the big boy that we bought from temu, however you say it, that, you know, there towards the end, there were enough of those Lego type blocks, but man, you had to get real creative. But anyway, so they gave you extras of these, and in a nice quantity extra even at that. So all right, so this is definitely the most impressive of these sets as far as the locomotive and the rolling stock goes. This is some sort of alloy. It is metal. It's very nice. The weight is actually pretty decent. So you get a locomotive that's not bad looking at all. You get a tender that's not bad looking, and the tender is where your batteries and stuff go. And he's quite heavy. He's quite nice. And then the tender simply hooks on to the train, and then there's a little plug that goes in the back here. And light is blinding me a little bit, but yeah, it goes in here. Let's see. Oh, I see. All right, so yeah, very cool. Oops. So all right, so we got those guys on the track, and then it only comes with one car. That's my only gripe on this set. Is it only comes with one car, and it is a coal car. So no caboose, and yeah, no opportunity to buy a caboose. Now, I don't know that this is any scale that I've ever seen before. It's not S scale, it's not O scale. It's an interesting scale. How about that? So all right, so we got this hooked up, and we're ready to go. So prepare to be impressed by this one, guys. So I think, once again, on sale I paid about $30 for this. So let's check it out. Oops. So it's got a light, it's got sounds. So yeah. So once again, this is your best value. This is going to be your best deal. So like I said earlier, I think I saw this one. I believe they do still have this one. They also have one that has the steam will come out the sides. This one does have steam. It just hasn't started yet, but it runs on water, so it doesn't smoke for very long. But when it does, it's pretty prolific, pretty impressive. So if you have like an ongoing tabletop display, it's not going to smoke forever. You have to add some more water. So that would be something, I guess. So all right. So once again, I think that this is probably your best bet. This is your best bet. Very cool. So I guess the disadvantage of this is, you're not going to run down to your local store and grab it. Probably it is a product of Temu, and that's about it. Very cool. So I'm kind of stalling and waiting for it to smoke. I think I see some puffs here and there, and it takes a minute, and I probably put too much water. There it goes. All right, so yeah, that's actually pretty impressive, guys. Wow, look at that. Very cool. So let's turn off this big light and let's just see how we did. What do you think? Very cool. All right, I got a few other lights here that we could probably turn off. Let's see. There we go. That's about right. All right, can we still see the smoke? Well, I don't know. Very cool. So, all right. So, in summation, if you're gonna get a tabletop, or you're gonna make a tabletop display, you're probably gonna want it battery operated. Temu/Taimu/ however you say it is a good place to shop. And this guy came, and I mean, I have zero complaints, and works really well. The sounds might get old after a while, but I guess if you have a tabletop display, that's probably okay. All right, no wires, no muss, no fuss. Once again, the water doesn't last forever, and so it will stop smoking here in a moment. Very cool. All right, let me get the light turned back on. We'll say our goodbyes, and that'll be about it. All right, guys. So once again, 17 days until Christmas. Wow. So, all right, we've had a lot of fun this holiday season. We've shown you quite a few things, and I think you can probably count on us to show you a few more. I think the tabletop display, that's a pretty cool thing. There's no tree or anything. I guess there's these trees, but yeah, very cool. I mean, I guess you could do a small tree maybe. All right, guys. Well, until next time, GGS Railways out.